Okay, so when you get this type of question, please remember, saya dah ulang banyak kali. So please remember copper to oxide or lead to oxide. And the function of this one to supply what gas? Hydrogen gas. So what is the meaning of empirical formula? So empirical formula kena ada chemical formula. Chemical formula. Okay, that shows. Okay, shows simplest. Kena ada simplest ratio. Ratio of all, okay, number of what? Number of atoms of, mesti tulis ini, each, okay, each elements, okay, in a compound. You already score 1 mark. Form 4 banyak kita buat salah kan, form 3 pun form 5 pun banyak buat salah kan. This time jangan buat salah. Make sure kalau keluar, make sure full mark. Okay, any question? No question, eh? All right, so next one, we try to go for role of zinc and hydrochloric acid. So since you already know the you already right? So you put here is used to do what? It's used to supply. Supply what gas? Supply hydrogen gas. Because in this reaction, we will do what? We will take copper to oxide, right? Copper to oxide you can get from the magma, you know. So copper to oxide we can take from the magma and we have to react with what gas? We have to react with hydrogen gas. So di sini kita akan ambil hydrochloric acid, react with zinc. So react with zinc, so make sure put what? ZnCl2. Jangan tulis ZnCl, wrong. Okay, plus you will get hydrogen gas. Balance ini dua, right? So here the hydrogen gas will come out. So this hydrogen gas, after few minutes, we will do what? We will react with copper to oxide. So what you guys will get? Copper plus water. This is the main equation. So if they ask what is the function of these two substance, you guys write supply hydrogen gas. That's all. Any question? No question, eh? Okay, we go for next one. State another metal oxide that can be determined, baca betul-betul, baca betul-betul. Determined by using the same method. So we can use what? Lead to oxide, right? So you letak PbO, right? So make sure write like this. Lead bracket to oxide. Okay, faham tak? Boleh? So please remember CuO, you must write copper. Okay, 2 oxide is a black color powder. Okay, PbO you kena tulis macam ni. Any question? Semua ni dapat markah. So, faham? Faham, eh? Okay, so this type of question lah. Okay, then semalam kita ada buat calculation. Today also we try to do this one. Then I continue with next one, eh? Okay, how to calculate the mass of this one. So please remember unit kena letak. Okay, unit kena letak. So what is the mass of copper? Okay, so cancel glass tube, cancel glass tube. So here you have copper, right? Take this value and this value minus lah. So 9.33 minus with 9.25, you guys will get 0.08 unit. Jangan lupa letak. Any question? How to find the mass of oxygen? Very simple. So you do what? Cancel this, cancel this. Sudah balance. Okay, copper cancel, yang ada oxygen. So what you guys do here? 9.35 minus with 9.33, you guys will get 0.02 gram. So you guys already score 1 mark lah. Any question? No question, eh? Okay, so we go for next one. Next one. So how to determine the empirical formula? 3 markah, terlalu banyak. So kena, bukan terlalu banyak, banyak. Okay, can I? So must get full mark. So what you guys do here? If I will do table lah. Okay, I do table. Okay, if I'm student like you, I do table copper, oxygen. So the mass I calculated, I put there. So this one 0.08 gram. This is 0.02 gram. Then I try to find the number of moles. Okay, number of mole unit saya letak sini. Number of mole 0.08 divide with molar mass which is 64. So I put 64. 0.02 divide with molar mass of oxygen 16. Sini you letak atom kan. So 16 sahaja. Jangan ambil 32, eh. Okay, you take the calculator, find the answer. So I do lah. Besok you all do, ah. So you guys will get what? Okay, 0.0125. Contoh lah. Okay, and this one 0.02 divide with 16. So you guys will get what? Same answer, 0.0125. So when the value same, no need to go and calculate panjang-panjang semua. You just put what? Ratio is what? 1 to 1. Then you write down here empirical. Empirical formula is CUO. That's all. Okay. And please remember one more question kalau saya tambah ni Okay, ini sudah faham, semalam kita dah buat. Okay, one more question kalau ditanya how do you ensure all copper reacted completely with what gas? With hydrogen gas. So if they ask, even magnesium pun dia tanya kalau macam mana nak pastikan magnesium sudah bertindak balas, copper to oxide, or how do you ensure the reaction completed? Just remember, put this one, repeat. Repeat what? HCW process. So you guys put here, repeat the process. First process is what? H, right? Process of heating, pemanasan. Then cooling. Okay, and penimbangan, weighing. Okay, weighing until constant mass of what? Pergi ke equation, tengok equation. Kita fokus pada ini kan, mass of copper is obtained. Kalau magnesium, mass of magnesium oxide is obtained until a constant mass of copper is obtained. Any question, guys? So kalau soalan ni keluar, saya anggap kamu full mark. Okay, kena jangan bazirkan markah kamu. Jangan buat salah. So your problem is what? The definition of empirical formula. Tulis 3 kali, tulis 4 kali, tulis 5 kali. You still got more time. Okay, now look at this one. This one, yesterday one girl asked me this question. Okay, when you see this one terlalu panjang, So this one we already learned. I already teach you, Dani, we already learned in detail. CH3. So I do So CH3, then CH2, CH2 ada 14 macam ni tau. CH2, then CH2, the last one, okay, saya pandang ni. Last one, C double bond O, O, and A. So ini kan terlalu panjang, we will represent with R. R is alkyl group. Then you take this one, you put here COONA. This is called soap. Okay, and we have one more soap like this. This one also soap, potassium salt of fatty acid, also soap. Any question? Tolong hafal. Bila ada COONA, soap. Ini semua tak payah hafal. Nampak belakang ni, COO. Nampak ni, COO. Okay, and A is sodium, soap. So this one you write here, soap. Okay, bila nampak 14, bawah ni, nampak 14. Okay, this is obtained from what oil? Palm oil. Palm oil kena ada 14. Coconut oil, 10. Okay, coconut oil 10. Normally palm oil yang akan keluar lah. Okay, so kalau ada COONA, kalau ini dua je soap, yang lain apa? Detergent lah. When you see this one, or one more like this. So ini saya lukis one more, ada benzene compound. Benzene, ini S double bond O, O negative, or Na. Okay, ini ini pun adalah ada sulfur, right? And this one, right? So this is called what? This is called detergent. Very simple. So you letak sini detergent. Itu saja. You guys letak detergent dulu. Then which cleaning agent is soap? So answer kamu A lah. Okay, 1 mark. Name the soap making process. Soap making process is called what? Saponification. Kalau dalam exam dia tanya what is the name of detergent making process? Very simple. It is called sulfonation. Sulfonation.
Sir, is it not SAPO?
Oh, sorry.
Is it not?
Definition ini kan? Sorry, thank you. Okay, saponification. If they ask what is the name of the process to make detergent, sulfonation. Okay, any question? Selalu dia keluar apa tahu? Dia keluar saponification. Katakan tahun ni dia bagi benda ni, dia tanya what is the name of the process to make detergent. Ramai student akan blur. Dalam buku tu dah ada. So baca sulfonation. When you do this question, You tambah macam saya nak plus, saya nak A plus, saya tak nak A minus semua. I want A plus. So what I do, saya buat macam ni, saya tambah nota. Any question? Okay, any question? Okay, no, Okay, now look at this question. We already practiced a lot. Okay, so they give you words, ni, palmitic acid. So saya tulis ni, palmitic acid. Bracket CH2, close the bracket, kena ada 14 COOH. This is what acid? Carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. It ionizes belakang pecah. Okay, dapat? Reacted with, tengok di sini, sodium hydroxide, NaOH. What product you guys will get? Very simple. This acid is a weak acid, will ionizes macam ni. Macam mana ionize? Okay, CH2, 14, COO negative. You take the hydrogen ion, put here. Then you guys do what? Sodium ion, put here. Then hydroxide ion, put here. Any join sini. So what you guys will get here, you put water, H2O. Dapat? Any question? No question, eh? Okay, then I write here CH3, C bracket CH2, close the bracket, put 14. So saya ada ruang. Then I put here COO. I take the N join behind here, Na. This is soap. Plus I put water. You already scored 2 marks. Equation ni kena hafal juga. Okay, kan? So what is the name of this soap? Sodium. Ambil sodium. And here they put what? Palmitic, right? So you guys put what? Palmitic. Any question? Any question? No question. Okay, no question. Okay, so now you all understand this. Can Okay, can Okay, so please remember if they ask like this. So I repeat again. So they put here C double bond O. Okay, Na, O negative, Na positive. This is what? Soap. Okay, soap. What is mean by soap? Soap is called sodium or potassium. Potassium salt. Salt of what acid? Fatty acid. Any question? Or one more soap we have like this. Okay, so C double bond O, O negative, K positive. Any question? No question. Okay, so we go for today's lesson now. Today, okay, so I focus on this, but this is tips only. So you all have to study more now. Okay, okay, so I focus on acid, base, and alkali. If you all can got time, you all focus on thermochemistry. Thermochemistry lah. So kita boleh letak 2 target. Okay, kalau you tak percaya, you focus on thermochemistry. Other teachers pun ada bagi kan. So you all try to focus lah. Okay, Okay, before we go for all this, so modul yang sebelum ni kan saya letak satu modul lah, so senang kamu. We practice the equation first. Practice the equation calculation. Practice the calculation. After that, we practice the theoretical question lah. Okay, so please remember when they put concentration, unit given like this, mass of solute divide with volume. Objective question boleh keluar. And make sure when concentration, the unit like this, right? So make sure the unit in dm power 3. So how to change? If 1 dm power 3 equivalent to 1000 cm power 3. Ini kena hafal. Okay, kan? Dia minta concentration gram dm negative 3. So how to do this? So you put here concentration. The mass is 4.0. You letak gram di sini. Volume kena tukar. Volume kena tukar. Tak boleh terus letak macam ni. Then you bagi tahu keluar daripada ni. So senang lah paper. Jangan macam tu. So make sure remember volume tukar. Macam mana nak tukar? 200 divide with 1000. You guys will get 0.2. Okay, kan? So you put 0.2 dm power 3. Calculator answer 20.0 or 20 gram dm negative 3. So finish. Any question?
So kalau dia tak bagi unit, can we do it in gram cm cube?
Gram cm cube. No, gram cm cube ni tak ada, Yusof. Tak pernah ada macam ni.
Oh.
Okay. The standard unit for concentration is this one. Okay. Or one more molarity, only this. Can understand? Okay, can Okay, now they want molarity. When they give molarity, the unit for molarity, please memorize. Mole dm negative 3. Mole dm negative 3. Understand? So they ask what? They want you to find this formula, number of mole divide with volume. So what I do here, first step, I find the number of mole. Mass is given. Okay, 24.5 gram is given. Okay, what is the formula of sulfuric acid? H2SO4. Formula sudah diberikan. Okay, formula sulfuric acid sudah diberikan. So mass over molar mass 2 darab 1 tambah 32. Okay, tambah 4 darab 16. Calculator answer. Anyone can you help me?
0.25 asal.
Okay, so you get 0.25 mole. So 0.25 mole. You already find number of mole. So that means I already find this. Okay, now what I do, I need to change the volume into dm power 3. How to change the volume into dm power 3? 200 divide with 1000. So that will be 0.2 dm power 3. Now apply in the formula. Formula of molarity is what? Molarity number of mole divide with volume. The number of mole berapa you dapat? 0.25 mole. And the volume berapa you dapat? 0.2 dm power 3. Calculator find the answer. Ini semua hari tu you orang patut dah buat lah. Kena. Okay, you guys will get 1.25 unit mole dm negative 3. So 2 marks or 3 marks. Okay, any question? No question Okay, so now look at this one. Ini wajib hafal for your essay question. Kita buat sama-sama Can Ini wajib hafal. Okay. So you guys want to screenshot. Okay, if done, one person angkat tangan Okay, done. Okay. Manisha, oh yeah, Manisha, how are you? Okay. Okay, now we do this question. This one wajib hafal for your preparation of standard solution. Okay, so the preparation of standard solution got calculation, Okay, so once you get this, they want mass, right? So what you do, circle this, you put V, volume. Circle this is what? Molarity. Molarity. They want you to find the mass, right? Before you find the mass, you all find the number of mole. Molarity and volume given. How to find the number of mole? mv over 1000. So mv over 1000, m 2.0 times the 100 is your volume. Divide with 1000. So calculator find the answer. So 200, so you will get 0.2 mole. Satu markah. So I already used this one. Now they want what? Erase this. Okay. So apa dia minta dalam you punya ni? Dia nak mass. They want the mass. Mass of sodium hydroxide. So what you all do here? You find the molar mass ataupun you all find the RMM lah. RMM of sodium hydroxide. Kalau you tak nak buat cepat-cepat, you buat pelan-pelan. 23 tambah 16 tambah 1 which is 40. RMM tak perlu unit. Okay, number three, you go for what? Mass. Mass of sodium hydroxide. How to find the mass of sodium hydroxide? Number of mole times with molar mass. Number of mole sini sudah cari. 0.2 times with molar mass. Molar mass is 40. So 0.2 times with 40. What is your answer? Okay. So you guys will get 8.0 gram. Oh, sir, saya tak nak buat macam ni. Saya nak letak 8 gram. Letak je lah. Okay, can understand? Any question? Okay, tak ada soalan So soalan ni cuba buat sebelum you jawab ni. Okay, now I go for, okay, sudah Okay, I'll go for maybe can come out what? The dilution process. What is mean by dilution? Dilution is the process of diluting concentrated solution by adding distilled water to get more diluted solution. Itu saja. And please remember, bila dia kata tambah air, add water saja. Add water saja. Please remember the formula M1V1 sama dengan M2V2. This is before, this is after. After add water. Before add water, after add water. Any question? So saya buat soalan, satu soalan yang lain kamu buat Okay. Saya buat soalan ini lah. Okay, saya buat soalan ini. Okay, 25 cm power 3 of water is added into. So that means you ambil satu beaker, okay, into, right? So maksudnya dia punya initial volume is 150 cm power 3. Okay, into 2.0 mole dm negative 3 of sodium hydroxide. 2.0 mole dm negative 3 of sodium hydroxide. Dia tambah berapa water? Dia tambah 25 cm power 3. Dia tambah. Okay, can So this will be your, so ambil pencil, tulis. This will be your M1 before. And this is your V1 before. After add, so they ask what question? This is V1, right? So write down, add water. Add water M1, V1 sama dengan M2, V2. Okay, V2, right? Before add water, 2.0. Volume 150. And M2, I don't know. They ask you to find what? Molarity. Okay, of the solution produced, M2 lah. Volume after add water is how much? So 150 plus 25 distilled water. Then find the answer. So you want to find the M2. What you do? 2.0 times 150, which is 300, divide with 175. So calculator, find the answer. You will get 1.71 mole dm negative 3. Senang je. Soalan macam ni. 2 markah. 2 questions. So this type of question lama tak diuji. So if they uji tomorrow, make sure full mark. Okay, can Then they add water. When add water, use this formula. Can So practice the first two. I will do one more question for y'all. Okay, so one more example. I already give it to y'all. So you just go through the example. Now look at this one. Okay, from the conical volumetric flask. Volumetric flask containing 0.2 mole dm negative 3 of potassium hydroxide. So potassium hydroxide ini adalah M1. Okay, because it say containing, right? Okay, the student pipette 10 cm power 3 of this solution. So dia ambil initial volume, dia ambil 10 cm. Okay, Dia masukkan dalam conical flask. They add what? They add distilled water how much? 10 centimeters, cubic centimeter. Okay, so they add distilled water saja. First step, you put M1 V1 equal as M2 V2. The initial concentration is how much? 0.2. And the initial volume is how much? 10. Okay. M2, they ask you to find M2, molarity M2, don't know. Volume after add distilled water, volume is how much? Initial 10, distilled water 10, total 20. Can understand? Very simple. So M2 is what? 0.2 times 10 divide with 20. Ini bawa ke sini lah, divide 20. Any question? Okay, so you guys will get what? 0.1. What is the unit for molarity? Tak tahu, tengok sini. Ini molarity unit. So ambil, letak mole dm negative 3. You take your 2 marks. Any question? Any question? No question. Okay, copy down. Okay, then okay, now we try to do any essay question. Ini pun ada dalam modul kamu, jawapan pun ada, tapi saya buat balik. Okay, kan we refresh apa yang kita belajar. Okay, what is mean by standard solution? Ini tak boleh salah ni, sangat senang. So I put here question 11A. Then I tengok dia punya anak soalan. So kena guided macam ni. So what they ask standard solution, right? Standard solution means is what? Straight away, tak payah tulis standard solution is what? Okay, so I put here a solution. Solution with known. Okay, known concentration. concentration. Larutan di mana perkataan telah diketahui. A solution with known concentration. Very simple definition. Why they used conical flask to measure the standard solution? Because conical flask can measure the concentration and volume accurately. So you put here why conical flask is used. Conical flask. Not conical flask lah. Sorry ini salah. So ini sekolah mana ni? Why volumetric flask? Tukar volumetric flask. Why volumetric flask is used to measure ni standard solution. So you put here volumetric. Okay, volumetric flask can measure the concentration and volume accurately. So you guys already score 1 mark. Any question? Because it has 1 mark graduation mark. Okay, any question? No question. So salah macam ni tak boleh salah. Okay, now I want to take these 2 marks also lah. So I put here, so the question number, question number. Ni kan, question number B. So I put B. Not B. So ini saya padam Ini saya padam, saya kena ikut question tau. Okay, so I go for question number 2. So I put 2. So I read the question. Jangan takut, read the question. Okay, Shwada added X gram of sodium hydroxide into 500 cm power 3 of conical flask. And then, distilled water is added, until the graduation mark is reached. Okay, calculate the value of X. Value of X. Macam mana nak kira value of X? Any question? Anyone can answer? Tak tahu kan? Tak tahu kan? Tengok atas ini. Ini apa dia bagi? Volume. Ini apa dia bagi? Molarity. Faham? Molarity. Okay? Molarity. So, dia bagi tahu 500 cm power 3. So, dia nak kamu tengok benda ni. So, ini volume and molarity. Now, you want to find the mass. So, macam mana ni you buat? You find the number of mole. MV over 1000. Okay, M is how much? 1.0. Take this one. Volume is how much? 500. Divide with 1000. Calculator, find the answer. You will get 0.5 mole. You already score 1 mark. Okay, then they ask sodium hydroxide. They ask what? X is mass lah. So here you go for what? Mass of sodium hydroxide. Your second step. How to find the mass of sodium hydroxide? Number of mole times with molar mass. The number of mole 0.5 times molar mass of sodium hydroxide 23 tambah 16 tambah 1 which is 40. Okay, 0.5 divide with 0.5 times with 40. Berapa you dapat? 20, right? So you put here 20 gram. 1 mark. Any question? Any question? Okay, copy down this. Okay, we do one more question. One more question. Okay, so Shwada want to prepare 250 cm power 3 of 0.1 mole DM negative 3 by diluting. Bila ada perkataan diluting, what you do? M1 V1 sama dengan M2 V2 or add water. Okay, want to prepare. Dia nak prepare. That means this is your V2. This is your M2. Understand? Okay, by diluting, maksudnya dia tambah air dalam ini. Faham tak? Ini adalah you punya M1. So, put here 1.0 V1, I don't know. What is the volume of solution required to prepare this one lah? V1 don't know. So, M2, he want to prepare. Tengok key point dia. Want to prepare, right? So, M2 is what? 0.1. Your volume 2, 250. Find the V1, that's all. The V1, 0.1 times 250 divide with 1.0. 1.0 nothing lah. Okay, so berapa you dapat? Calculator, find the answer. It should be 25 cm power 3. So, sini pun dah 2 markah. So, dilution tak boleh salah. Kita dah buat banyak latihan. So, make sure jangan salah. Okay, So kita harap soalan macam ni keluar memudahkan kamu senang macam ni. Okay, can I? All of you understand? Okay, if we can continue, one person angkat tangan. Okay, can continue. Hey, Anishka, you never go to seminar. Okay, now
No,
this
sir.
is very no okay. This is very famous, This question titration very famous. Berapa markah you akan dapat? Equation 2 marks, calculation 3 marks, total 5 marks. So jangan salah. So di sini saya dah letak beberapa soalan. So make sure do. And after that you do other revision also lah. Okay, now I do number 1. Okay, number 1. When you see this question, okay, this question. Okay, this question, right? So, Yusof, now Azan.
Ya,
Hai
sir.
Yusof. Okay, kita tunggu sekejap eh. Alright, we continue eh. Siapa punya nama potassium manganate 7 plus? Siapa tu eh? Kira nah? Okay, tak apalah. Okay, now we try to do this question. When you get this question, this one is known as what reaction? Neutralization. Nombor satu. And bila you nampak ada phenolphthalein, if they ask what is your observation, kalau ditanya what is the observation, very simple. If they ask what is the observation, you put pink, okay, pink solution. Solution turns what color? Turns colorless. Mesti ikut macam ni. Pink solution turns colorless. Jangan terus tulis turns colorless, lepas tu tak dapat markah. Okay, must put from what color change to what color. So, satu markah. Okay, any question? Okay, and you must write the titration formula. So, before you do the titration formula, make sure the equation correct. Sulfuric acid. Okay, you take the sulfuric acid, react with sodium hydroxide. What product you guys will get? Sodium, okay, sulfate. Siapa masih belum practice equation, please practice. Ada masa lagi. Alright, so here's sodium 2, right? So sodium 2. Okay, after you put this, you balance the hydrogen. Hydrogen here got 2, here got 2, total 4, right? So here you must 2 times 2, 4. Any question? Any question? So you already scored 2 marks. Okay, observation 1 mark, any 1 mark. So banyak markah tu. Okay, next you write down the formula for titration. So this one, see, calculate the molarity of sulfuric acid needed to neutralize. Ada perkataan neutralize, terus tulis formula MaVa over MbVb sama dengan Na&B. You write this, you get 1 mark for this. Any question? No question. Okay, now I go for molarity of acid. They ask you to find the molarity of acid, right? So Ma, we don't know. They ask you to find volume of acid. Where is the volume of acid? So you put here 12.5. Divide with molarity of base is what? 1.0 times with the volume of base is how much? Or alkali is how much? 25. Sama dengan number of mole. Pergi cari equation, tengok di equation depan. 1 mole. So I put 1 mole. Okay, and this one here tengok 2 mole and 2 mole. Now selesaikan darab silang. So how to darab silang, Nasir? I don't know. 2 times Ma times 12.5. Okay, ini darab sini. So 1 times 1.0 times 25. So how much you will get? So MA 20, MA times 25. Okay, here you get 25. So your MA is what? 25 divide with 25, you will get 1.0 mole DM negative 3. This is your answer. Any question? Any question? No question. So the answer is given right. So contoh pun sudah diberi, tolong tengok, then you do this lah. Okay, can I? Okay, so you all try to do, see one more example, try to do this. Okay, can I? I do the equation for you all lah. The calculation you all do. Later we do essay question. Okay, nitric acid. What is the formula of nitric acid? Please remember HNO3. Jangan silap. So you put here HNO3 react with sodium hydroxide NaNO3. What is the observation? Pink color solution turns colorless. So what product you guys will get? NaNO3 plus water. Then calculation, tolong ikut formula. Formula sudah diberi di sini. Buat. Okay, make sure remember. Can I? Okay, any question before I go for pH value? Okay, what is the meaning of pH? Last year sudah keluar. So kalau this year kamu rasa dia akan keluar, sudah ada jawapan di sini. A logarithmic measurement of concentration of hydrogen ion in an aqueous solution. Ada di sini definition. Okay, can I? Okay, how to do? First formula kena ingat. You want to find the concentration. This is the formula. POH, alkali, this is the formula. You want to find the concentration of alkali, this is the formula. And this one, you must remember lah. Can I? Okay, we try to do one question. This one. Can I? This question ada dua formula you have to use. Diagram shows, okay, step carry out the student, okay, a volumetric flask containing 200 cm power 3 of nitric acid with the concentration of 0.5 mole DM negative 3. Then they tambah distilled water. Dia tambah distilled water. Bila tambah distilled water, first thing M1V1 sama dengan M2V2. Can understand? Okay, can So your M1 is what? Okay, before tambah water lah. Okay, so 0.5. Your volume 1 before tambah water is 200. So I put 200. Your M2, then M2 don't know. Okay, your total V2 is what? 200 plus 50, 250. Ini campur dengan ini. So 250. Now you find your M2, molarity of after add water. So I put here 0.5 times 200 divide with 250. Calculator, find the answer. Okay, the answer you guys will get 0.4 mole dm negative 3. Okay, any questions so far? So you already score 1 mark. Okay, now they ask what? What is the pH value of the final answer? So pH value, this is what acid. Cuba tengok, nitric acid, right? So acid. So acid you use pH value lah. Negative log concentration of hydrogen ion. So you put here negative log concentration of hydrogen ion 0.4. Dalam nitric acid kita ada satu hydrogen ion saja. So tak perlu darab lah. So you do find the answer, you will get 0.40 pH value no unit. So you already score 2 marks for this. Any question? No question. Okay. So we go for one more question. So you all want to copy lah. Screenshot. Okay, we do one. This one is KL trial paper, your trial paper. Calcium hydroxide. So please remember calcium hydroxide. Cuba letak sini. This is alkali. Alkali. Here we got two hydroxide ion. Dua hydroxide ion. Kena ingat. That means what you guys do here, y'all need to find pH, right? Jangan find pH. If alkali means you cari pOH first. pOH first. Any question? Okay, can I? Any question? Okay, can I? So what you guys do here, the concentration before you go for concentration of CaOH2 is 0.10 mole dm negative 3. Tetapi concentration, must remember, concentration of hydroxide ion dua kali. So what you have to do, kita ada satu, dua kan? 2 darab 0.10, you guys will get how much? 0.20 mole dm negative 3. Kena ingat. Okay, next step, what you guys do here, pOH. Okay, alkali, right? So pOH negative log. So you take the concentration of hydroxide ion. So you put here negative log. Okay, 0.20. How much the value you all will get? So try to find the answer. Okay, you guys will get 0.698. Correct,
0.9. Yes.
Okay, 698, something like that lah. Okay, they want pH. So how to find the pH? So what you guys do here, pH, okay, plus pOH equivalent to 14. Ini kena ingat. So 14. So they want you to find pH, right? So what you all do? 14 minus with pOH. Berapa pOH kamu? 0.698. So you guys will get the answer. So minus with 14. So you guys will get, okay, 13.30. That's all. Answer. Any question? Any question? No question, Okay, this do as homework. Okay, do before your ni nanti buat lah. Okay, sebelum buat revision. Okay, now I go for the essay questions that can come out for the exam targeted tips yang boleh keluar untuk ni. The first step, okay, first step you do like this. Okay, semalam Yusof pun ada hantar satu soalan. Dia bagi tahu dia letak satu pickles, one more is what? One more is what? So Pickles and one
Uh,
more.
it was
Okay.
uh,
One is pickles, they use ethanoic acid. One more is car accumulator battery. That is sulfuric acid lah. Correct ah? Okay. Ataupun dia bagi macam ni. Okay. pH value less than 7. Okay. pH value less than 7. React with okay copper 2 oxide okay and produce copper 2 chloride. Okay, so apa you buat di sini? So this is acid ada hydrogen ion, you letak X negative ion. Acid mesti ada hydrogen ion. Orang tahu kan? So jangan takut. So here you put what? Copper 2 oxide. Take the copper 2 oxide put here. Plus you get what? Copper 2 chloride plus water. Letak macam ni. Faham tak? Okay, now you take this ion, chloride ion, letak di sini. So what is the name of the acid? So acid is what? Hydrochloric acid lah. That's all. So the acid P is what? Hydrochloric acid. Okay, now we go for this one. Okay, so pH value less than 7, react with potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide to produce potassium ethanoate plus water. Potassium ethanoate. Belakang ethanoate sudah faham lah apa dia. So that will be what acid? Ethanoic acid. One is strong acid, one is weak acid. Soalan macam ni pun boleh keluar. Okay, can I? Any question? So they ask 6 marks question. Name solution P. So I go for this question, question 1A1. So I put here solution P. Solution P is what solution? I put hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid. Then I go for solution. Solution Q. Solution Q is what acid? Is known as ethanoic acid. Dia dah letak ethanoic, right? So ethanoic acid react with potassium hydroxide. You will get potassium ethanoate plus water. So I already score 2 marks. Sekarang saya nak dapatkan 4 markah. Okay, explain which solution has low pH value. Please memorize this. Bila pH value low, 1 or 2. The acid, okay, must memorize this. The acid adalah strong acid. pH value 1, 2. Okay, that means dia punya concentration of hydrogen ion adalah high. Kenapa? Because the acid ionizes out. Ionizes completely. Cuba dapatkan point-point ini. Baru you jawab. Any question? Okay, now you go for which solution has lower pH value. So I put here solution. Okay, solution P as low pH value. You already score 1 mark. So 3 markah dah score. Kenapa? Explain your answer. So you already letak solution P is hydrochloric acid, right? Gunakan contoh yang kamu bagi lah. Okay, so macam mana nak buat? Saya buat sini. Hydrochloric acid. Kalau you takut, you letaklah solution P. Macam ni, solution P. Saya tak takut sebab saya yakin dengan jawapan saya. Okay, hydrochloric acid ionizes completely. Strong acid, right? Okay, so sorry silap. Hydrochloric acid is what acid? Okay, I put here is strong. Strong acid. While ethanoic acid is weak acid. Kenapa you pilih solution P? You kena buktikan. So that means hydrochloric acid is strong acid, while ethanoic acid is weak acid. So I put here while ethanoic acid is a weak acid. So kamu dah dapat 1 markah. Now you focus on hydrochloric acid saja. Because you already pilih solution P, right? Solution P, hydrochloric acid, right? So I put here hydrochloric acid. Okay, acid ionizes completely in water. And it will produce high concentration. High concentration of what ion? Of hydrogen ion. So you guys already score 1 mark. Then next point, last point, berapa markah dah dapat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next point, when the concentration, when the concentration of hydrogen ions, okay, is higher. Okay, in hydrochloric acid, the concentration is higher, right? The pH value is lower. Sudah dapat 6 markah. Any question? Okay, kamu nak copy? Copy. Soalan macam ni. So this is strong acid, weak acid. Next question, next will be what? Solvent. Larutan. Kita ada water and organic solvent, right? Itu adalah next question. Another question will be salt. Then kita pergi essay. So then settle. Okay, dan so kamu boleh tengok recording nanti boleh buat lah ya soalan lah. Okay, I do one ni. Maybe one question they will ask lah. Ni, write down the chemical equation involving acid that you identify P and S. P hydrochloric acid, right? So you letak hydrochloric acid react with copper 2 oxide, you will get copper 2 chloride plus water. You guys already score. Okay, 1 mark. Balance ini 2, right? Ini 2, you already score another mark. Any question? So, soalan ini 1 dah siap. Okay, solution Q, ethanoic acid, right? So, you put here CH3COOH, ethanoic acid. React with potassium hydroxide. What is the formula of potassium hydroxide? KOH. So, apa produk kamu akan dapat? Ini pecah, hydrogen ion. Ini pecah, CH3COO negative. Okay, here potassium ion, hydroxide ion. So what you do here, ini dua joinkan, kamu letak di sini water. Alright, so ini sepadam. Okay, this one I erase lah. Okay, now what I do, CH3COO, then the K put behind, potassium ethanoate, potassium ethanoate. So I already score another 2 marks. Any question? Any question? So if this type of question keluar bentuk mungkin dia bagi gambar aja ke apa ke, but you should be able to answer the question. Okay, next one. Okay, ini. Okay, this is 2019 trial paper. Okay, 2019 trial paper dan ada few trial paper keluar. So saya ambil, saya letaklah. Okay, kena. Ini pelarut. Okay, kena. Always remember solvent ada 2 jenis solvent. One is called water, air, water. Another one is called organic solvent, organic solvent. Okay, organic solvent contoh kalau ditanya kamu ingat benzene solution. Benzene tetrachloromethane 1,1-trichloroethane. So ambil simple lah. Acid, okay, shows its properties in the presence of water. Acid, okay, acid ionizes in the water. Bila water and it will produce hydrogen ion. Faham tak? Hydrogen ion ini yang akan menunjukkan ciri-ciri acidic. Acid do not ionizes in organic solvent. Organic solvent. Tiada, no hydrogen ion. Bila tak ada hydrogen ion, you letak apa-apa property reaction of acid takkan berlaku. Faham tak? Faham Okay, so kita tengok yang ni. Okay, soalan ni. Okay, so when you see this, okay, hydrogen chloride in solvent white, no change of lime water. Lime water tak tukar cloudy. No colorless gas bubbles. Or maybe dalam exam kamu dia letak litmus paper. Dia letak litmus paper, dia kata no, no changes. The litmus paper dia letak what color? Blue color. It remains blue. Mungkinlah you punya exam. Okay, mungkin keluar macam ni. Okay, so ini saya ambil sini lah, kena. Okay, that means this solvent is organic solvent. Organic solvent. Jangan pergi letak organic solvent. Bagi contoh. So I put here benzene solution or benzene solution or tetrachloromethane solution. Okay, again. Okay, now you see set 2. Set 2, pelarut X. Pelarut X, cloudy, turns cloudy. Colorless gas bubbles release. That means this solvent is what? Very simple. You put water. So first 2 marks you kena dapat. So I go to your first question, B1. Okay, B1. So you put your solvent. Solvent Y. What is solvent Y? Solvent Y, you put benzene solution or tetrachloromethane solution. Then you go to solvent, solvent X. Solvent X is what? Water. That's all. You already scored 2 marks out of 5 marks. Any question? Explain the differences in the observation. In the observation, how to explain the differences? Okay, so the reaction between hydrogen chloride. Okay, ni hydrochloric acid. So I put here hydrochloric, hydrochloric acid and okay, calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate occur, okay, in set 1. Dia berlaku. Okay, and sorry, occur in set 2, not set 1. Ini set 2 berlaku. Set 2 and not occur, tidak berlaku in set 1. So satu markah. Berlaku dalam set 1, 2, set 1 tak berlaku. Kenapa? Okay, why? Because, so point number 1. Okay, ni kan? So point number 2. Okay, so you put your solvent X used in set 2. Saya fokus set 2 je sebab 5 markah je. So ini dah 2 markah. Okay, so ini dah 1 markah, lagi 2 markah kan. Solvent X used in set 2 is water. Water. Okay, comma. In the presence of water. Dalam kehadiran air. Okay, water, hydrogen or hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride will do what? Will ionizes. Ionizes or will put ionize. Ionize and produce. Produce hydrogen. Hydrogen ions. Any question? Hydrogen ion. So you bagi tahu macam ni. The presence. So the hydrogen ion, the hydrogen ions in set 2 will do what? Will react with calcium carbonate and produce what gas? Ya, ini semua ujian untuk gas apa? And produce carbon dioxide. Release carbon dioxide gas ni carbon dioxide or produce carbon dioxide gas. Okay, nah. Okay, kejap. Okay, the hydrogen gas in set 2 will react with calcium carbonate. Then kamu tulis ni, saya tukar. Release what gas? Release carbon dioxide gas, which will turn the lime water cloudy. So, ini jawapan kamu. Any question? No question, Okay, copy down.
So I have a question.
Yes.
What if the experiment they use base instead of acid?
What, Ma? Again, come again.
What if they put base inside the test tube?
Why they put paste
No,
inside the
what if
test?
they put base?
Paste means is what is a solid. Solid. Sometimes they use sodium chloride solid. Okay, because sodium chloride is a paste, right? That means they will do what? They will put in the paper. They will put the gum. Okay, then they will put the sodium chloride solid. They will put inside me. The gum. They will put with what? Litmus paper. But normally, the concept are same. Sometimes they use sodium hydroxide or sometimes they use acid. But remember, acid or alkali, okay, it need water to ionize. Katakan dia tukar ni alkali, right? So which one react? So ini bertindak balas. Why? Because okay, water is present. In the presence of water, sodium hydroxide will ionizes and produce hydroxide ion. The hydroxide ion will react with one more reactant and produce product. Okay, any question? Understand? I know the question that one you ask is
Yes, sir.
2021 SPB paper punya. So it's not SPB paper, it's a Perlis paper. Okay, then okay, so you can copy down this. Okay, we go for next question. Hey, Kiran is not here. Okay, we go for next question. Okay, this question Okay, this question y'all must get full mark, you know. Okay, can So tadi dah buat titration, I repeat again, and this question lama tak keluar dalam exam. So make sure do and get your full mark. Okay, write the chemical equation. Jangan salah. Okay, kan Jangan salah kalau keluar dalam exam lah. Kita harap keluar. Kalau tak keluar, jangan marah. Okay, okay. Number 2. Write the chemical question for the reaction. So I take sulfuric acid. Dono means tulis sini. Sulfuric acid. Sodium hydroxide. So you put here H2SO4. React with sodium hydroxide. So make sure put Na2SO4. Okay. Plus water. You ada satu hari saja kan? Hafal je lah. So ini 2. Letak 2. Okay, can After that, make sure this is 2 plus 2, 4, right? So make sure put 2. Then cuba check. Semua saya dah buat lengkap tak? Lengkap tak? Okay, cantik. Okay, now they ask what? Calculate the molarity. Maybe they ask observation. Kalau dia tanya observation, so tengok ni. Pink color solution turns colorless. What is the name of this reaction? So jawapan kamu neutralization. Okay, now they ask what? Calculate the molarity of sodium hydroxide needed to neutralize. So when they ask the molarity, what do you all do? MAVA over MBVB. Okay, VB sama dengan NA and B. Do this one. Okay, Okay, then you check from the question. So tengok baca dari atas tau. Dari atas sampai ke bawah. Okay, They ask what? 50 cm power 3 of 0.5 mole DM-3 of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid molarity 0.5. Volume 50. Letak 50. Divide. Okay, the volume of potassium hydroxide is given 25. Molarity is not given. Not given. So they ask calculate the molarity of potassium hydroxide. From the equation, cari 1 mol. Ini cari berapa mol? 2 mol. So make sure jangan salah. Okay, After that, you do what? So pindahkan di sini. Okay, 0.5 times 50 times 2. Ini bawah sini. Okay, any question? Okay, ini pula darab sini. So equal as 1 times MB times 25. You want to find the MB 0.5 times 50 divide with 2. Times with 2 divide with 2 lah. Okay, any question? Divide with 25. Okay, can I add 25? So the answer will be what? Anyone can give me the answer? The answer 2.0 mole DM -3. Any question? Any question? So ini soalan saya cuba habiskan semua. Nanti orang buat benda-benda lain lah. Okay, I already score 5 marks. Okay, now look at the soalan kebat. So this one you all can do. So neutralization saya dah buat banyak soalan. Jangan salah. Okay, if the sulfuric acid in this experiment is replaced. Maksudnya dalam eksperimen ini dia guna sulfuric acid. Okay, dia guna sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid berapa volume dia? So volume dia 50 cm power 3. Okay, they replace with hydrochloric acid ataupun nitric acid with the same concentration. Predict the molarity of sodium hydroxide. Predict the molarity of sodium hydroxide needed in this solution. Dia minta predict the molarity of sodium hydroxide. Okay, So cara nak predict. Anyone? Any idea? Resolve.
It will be lower, sir.
It will be lower, tak boleh. Kena letak exact value. Okay, so what you guys do here, okay, here predict the volume first. Okay, you ambil kertas, ni kan, ini adalah sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, the volume is 50 cm power 3. Concentration is 0.5 mole dm negative 3. Dapat negative 3. The experiment is repeated with hydrochloric acid. Dia bagi tahu concentration sama. Okay, volume dia berapa? So di sini larutan ini saya letak 2 hydroxide ion. 2 hydroxide ion. So for 2 hydroxide ion, I need 1 sulfuric acid. Because 1 sulfuric acid will ionizes to produce 1 hydrogen ion, 2 hydrogen ion. Why? Because this is diprotic acid. So saya perlukan 1. Any question? Any question? So here you already got 1 water molecule, 2 water molecule, neutralize lah. Okay, now I do the same process. Here got 2 hydroxide ion. Now I take hydrochloric acid. I need how many hydrochloric acid to neutralize 2 hydroxide ion? Berapa saya perlukan? Saya perlukan 1. Okay, ini dah neutralize. Ini belum neutralize lagi. So I need 1 more hydrochloric acid. 1 more hydrochloric acid to neutralize the hydroxide ion. Hydroxide ion. So I need 2. I need 2. Understand? The volume here given 50. So here the volume become double. So 2 darab 50. The volume become what? 2 darab 50, 100 cm power 3. Any question? So you dah cari volume. You dah cari concentration. Okay, can I? You dah cari volume and concentration. Okay, now what you do if the volume of, okay, so you need to explain, right? So can I? Any questions so far? No question, right? So kamu tukar sini je. Kamu tukar the concentration 0.5. Okay, the volume is 100. 2 kali, right? And the MB. Okay, so you do here MB we don't know. MB we don't know. The volume of potassium hydroxide is 25. Okay, then you try to do the equation. Hydrochloric acid react with sodium hydroxide. Kamu akan dapat apa? Kamu akan dapat NaCl plus H2O, right? Balance, right? Ini satu, right? Satu. Now you find the MB. You cari dulu. Yeah.
Don't they say the same volume and concentration?
They said same volume and concentration. If the experiment repeated, okay. Ini soalan boleh tak saya tukar? Saya tukar sikit Saya sudah silap sini tau. Saya tukar ni. Okay. Predict the volume. Saya tukar. Predict the volume of hydrochloric acid needed. Okay. Saya tukar. Predict the volume of hydrochloric acid needed lah. Okay. Dia memang akan bagi macam ni lah. Okay, they want you to predict the hydrochloric acid punya volume. So, how to predict macam ni lah. Okay, so here, experiment 50. Okay, experiment sulfuric acid, you use sulfuric acid 50. So, saya repeat again wait Okay, here, I put 2 hydroxide ion. Contoh lah ingat 2. So, I need only 1 sulfuric acid. So, 1, 2. Because 1 sulfuric acid can ionize, produce 2 mole of hydrogen ion. If they repeat with sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, I need 1, 2. The volume become double. So, the answer, the volume needed, so I buat sini lah, 2 darab 50, jawapan kamu 100 cm power 3. You already score 1 mark. Any question? Now I answer this question here. Can I answer? So volume of hydrochloric acid needed 2 darab 50. So you dapat 100 cm power 3. So first mark. Okay, you punya satu markah dapat. Okay, markah kedua, in the experiment they use what acid? Sulfuric acid, right? So you put here. So how to answer explanation? You guys put sulfuric acid is diprotic acid. Why? They ask you to predict what acid? Hydrochloric acid, right? Hydrochloric acid, okay, is monoprotic acid. You already score another mark. Okay, next point, apa you kena tulis ini? In the same concentration. So I put here, in the same, okay, in the same concentration. In the same concentration, the volume they ask you to predict is what? The volume of, okay, hydrochloric acid is berapa kali? Kamu tengok di sini berapa kali? 2 kali. So is double the volume of sulfuric acid. So you guys already score 3 marks. Any question? Okay, ini ada dalam buku salin jugalah. Can I? Any question? No question. Okay. Okay, now I go for the experiment, last part. So experiment saya letak 3. Okay, 3, mana-mana satu. Then saya ada letak beberapa eksperimen daripada buku saya ambil, saya letak. Inilah. Okay, one person. Okay, angkat tangan if we can continue. Okay, we continue. Okay, look at this one. Okay, standard solution. Okay, standard solution. Preparation of standard solution. Lama tak keluar. I want you all to focus on this part. Okay, they ask you, I change the question. Standard solution mana jawapan dia? Tengok ni. You punya buku muka surat 43. 43 saya buat 251.0. Okay, they ask apparatus and material. So apparatus is here. Material is here. Calculation sudah buat. Procedure sudah buat. Okay, procedure sudah buat. Tengok ini, you jawab ini je lah. Jawab ini je lah. We discussed one question. This one we discuss. Solve one, you all do on your own. Kena? Okay. Kena? Kalau ini tak keluar, one more question. Okay, ini nanti kita buat. One more essay question will be this one. Okay, will be this one. Okay, look at this one. In the laboratory, okay, kamu kena prepare copper 2 sulfate solution. Copper 2 sulfate salt, that mean crystal. Tapi diberi 3 bahan. Kamu hanya boleh guna 2 bahan je. So, macam mana nak prepare? So, jawapan ini ada di sini. Saya guna contoh lain. Okay, kan? Then one more salt, this one. Okay, this one. Ini daripada buku. They ask you to prepare insoluble salt, silver chloride, white color precipitate. How to prepare this? Jawapan ada di sini. Ini dia punya jawapan. Okay, you kena baca dan buat. Okay, tapi kita buat satu first. Okay, this one. I do. Okay, all of you ready? Okay, we do together. Okay, describe how to prepare 100 cm power 3 of 1.0 mole Dm-3 of sodium hydroxide solution starting from the solid sodium hydroxide in the laboratory. Include apparatus material that needed. So, saya dah lukis gambar aja. Dalam exam tak ada gambar aja. So, kamu lukiskan. Apa you kena buat? I do the apparatus first. Okay, ini apparatus 1 markah. Okay, kan? Apparatus 1 markah. Bila nampak ini, volume kan? So, you put here 100 cm power 3 of volumetric. Okay, volumetric flask. Letakkan. Okay, kan? Okay, lepas tu kita perlukan penimbang untuk ni kan? So, we put electronic balance. So, penimbang elektronik. We put beaker. Okay, we use filter funnel, glass rod. Apa lagi? Washing bottle. Okay, washing bottle. Ada lagi tak? Tengok gambar aja ada situ Washing bottle. So, small beaker. Semua dah ada beaker, small beaker lah kena. Okay, next material. Material dia sangat senang. Material, first one you put what? Distilled water. Lepas tu kamu letak solid sodium hydroxide. Okay, so I put here sodium hydroxide. Mesti guna powder. Okay, ataupun solid. Any question? So ini kamu dah dapat 1 markah. Okay, next point you go for calculation. calculation to determine. They want you to find the calculation to determine berapa mass you kena timbang. Calculation to determine the mass of sodium hydroxide. Macam mana nak buat calculation? Very simple. Kamu ambil ini. Start from here. This is volume, this is molarity. Okay, so first step, you all do what? Number of mole. MV over 1000. Your M 1.0. Your volume 100. Divide with 1000. So calculator find the answer 0.1 mole. You dah dapat satu markah. Second step, you go for what? Mass of sodium hydroxide. Macam mana nak cari mass? Okay, number of mole. You take the number of mole times with molar mass of sodium hydroxide. Number of mole ambil ini 0.1 times molar mass of sodium hydroxide 23 plus 16 plus 1 which is 40. So you will get 4.0 gram. So kamu dah score 4 markah di sini. Any question? Any question? No question, eh? Okay, after that, you go to the procedure. So, saya buat procedure. Procedure, saya tengok procedure ni, saya buat lah. Saya tukar. Okay, saya buat sekarang, eh? Procedure, saya tukar ni je. Procedure, saya padam ni. Okay, procedure, saya padam. Okay, 4.0 gram of solid sodium hydroxide is weighted. Okay, ataupun you guna passive active form. Weight 4.0 gram of solid sodium hydroxide. Okay, in a weighing bottle using electronic balance. Satu markah, 0.1. The solid sodium hydroxide is transferred into small beaker. Mula-mula kena masuk dalam small beaker. Then you add distilled water to dissolve all the solid sodium hydroxide. 0.2. Using filter funnel, mesti guna filter funnel and glass rod. Tak boleh terus campak macam tu. Okay, kena. Using filter funnel and glass rod, sodium hydroxide solution from the small beaker is transferred into ini padam. Ini padam sebab dalam you punya soalan 100 cm power 3 kena specify berapa volume of volumetric flux. Sebab dia accurate, right? So ini padam. You guys put what? You punya soalan 100 cm power 3 of volumetric flux. Lepas tuangkan, you have to rinse the small beaker, weighing bottle, filter funnel, glass rod, all is rinsed with distilled water. And the content are transferred back into the volumetric flux untuk memastikan semua solid sodium hydroxide is transferred into volumetric flux. Okay, nah? Then you add distilled water slowly until di sini ada satu garisan. Okay, distill water slowly until the water level at the level mark of the volumetric flux. Close the volumetric flux with stopper. The volumetric flux is then mesti shaken, songsangkan, and to mix the solution completely. Thus, ini padam. 100 cm power 3 of standard solution of sodium hydroxide 1.0 mole DM-3 is prepared. So you already score 7 marks here. 7. Calculation, you already score 2 marks. Okay, ini already 1 mark. Total 10 marks. Any question? Okay, guna contoh ni. Muka surat berapa? 43. Okay, kena? So, try to do. Okay, kena? Senang kerja saya. Okay, now I go for next question. All of you okay? Can continue?
Can, sir.
Kena? Okay. Now this question. Okay, this question kita buat lah, kita buat solve. Sebab solve saya belum bincangkan lagi. Okay, bila you nampak macam ni, ini ataupun you nampak titration. You nampak titration. Okay, the salt that produce, lepas eksperimen, the salt that produce is, please remember, soluble. Soluble salt because this is neutralization. Neutralization. Neutralization produce soluble salt. Sini ada acid. Ini pun produce soluble salt. Okay, sudah hafal? Okay, neutralization and this one is soluble salt. Okay, so kena. Okay, di sini kita buat satu soalan ini. Soalan ini pun lama kita target, tak keluar. So tahun ni kita harap keluar lah. Okay, copper 2 oxide, CuO, black color. So tulis sini black color. Okay, nitric acid formula HNO3. Okay, state the meaning of soluble salt. Dia kata bukan salt, dia meaning of soluble salt. Okay, so I put here, this is what question MRSM 2025 punya trial paper. Tak percaya, pergi buka MRSM 2025 punya paper. Saya rasa lah 25 or 24. Okay, kena? Okay, so they are soluble salt. Okay, so first point A1, okay, the salt that dissolve in water. Okay, dissolve you can tambah di sini completely in water is called soluble salt. Finish. Any question? Okay, no satu markah. Okay, name the reaction occur bila you nampak acid. Acid plus this is what? Metal oxide, right? Metal oxide. What is the name of the reaction? Just put neutralization. That's all. Jangan pergi tulis double decomposition semua. Salah. Can Okay, any question? Any question? No question. Okay, next question, they ask what? Name the salt form in this reaction. So I don't know what is the name of the salt form. So what I do here, nitric acid react with copper 2 oxide. I will get mesti bracket copper 2 nitrate plus water. Ini dua, right? So ini dua. Okay, now what is the name of the salt? This one. So how to name the salt? So I put here salt T is what? Copper 2 nitrate. Nitrate salt. Sudah dapat 3 markah. 4 markah. Sorry Okay, mana 4 markah? Kenapa 3? Name the color and state the color of this salt. Okay, dia nak color kan? So I put what is the color of copper 2 nitrate? Copper 2 nitrate is what? Blue color salt. So saya dah dapat 4 markah. Any question? Any question? No question. No question, Okay, so I padam ini, padam ni, padam ni, padam. Okay, next one, they ask you what? 5 gram of copper 2 oxide is added into 25 cm power 3 of nitric acid. Write down the chemical equation. So I do the chemical equation first. Chemical equation, so I take nitric acid react with copper 2 oxide. So please remember, tak boleh salah tau. Okay, copper 2 bracket nitrate. Macam ni. Dalam exam mungkin dia akan tukar. Kalau tengok, kalau benda ni keluar, mungkin they use sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid. But concept are same. Like this, ini dua, ini dua. So you guys already score 2 marks. Okay, can Any question? Write down the chemical equation. Calculate the mass of unreacted copper 2 oxide. Unreacted copper 2 oxide. Yang mana tidak bertindak balas. Okay, macam mana nak kira benda tu? Okay, so kamu buat apa? You dah buat ni kan? So kamu buat, take this one. This is your molarity. This is your volume. So first step, you find the number of mole. So N equal as MV over 1000. Okay, your M volume 2.0. Okay, 2.0. Your volume, molarity 2.0. Volume is 25. Divide with 1000. Calculator answer 0.05 mole. Contoh dapat. Ini siapa punya? Sulfuric acid punya. Okay, Any question? No question. Okay, next step. What you guys do here, they want you to find unreacted this one, Okay, unreacted. Kamu ada maklumat ini. So, gunakan equation 2 mole. Okay, sorry, not sulfuric acid. Sorry. Nitric acid, sorry. Okay, nitric acid. 2 mole HNO3 bagi kamu 1 mole copper 2 oxide. Copper 2 oxide. Okay, copper 2 oxide. Any question? Okay, next point, you take this one. 0.05 mole of nitric acid will give you how many mole? Half of this, right? Dua jadi separuh kan? Half lah. 0.05 divide with this number 2. So, kamu akan dapat 0.025 mole of copper 2 oxide. Satu markah. Any question? Any question? No, eh? Okay, now you find the mass of copper 2 oxide reacted. Okay, mass of copper 2 oxide used. Mass of copper 2 oxide used. How to find this? Number of mole times with molar mass. The number of mole 0.025. The molar mass is how much? 64. Okay, 64 plus 16. Plus 16. Berapa you dapat? Calculator answer. Jangan give up Saya tahu you orang penat. Okay, it will be 2 gram. Okay, 2 gram right? Use. Okay, tetapi dia tanya apa di sini? Unreacted mass. So, initial mass 5 right? So, di sini mass of copper 2 oxide that not used. Not used in this experiment. Macam mana nak cari? 5.0 yang mana ni pakai? Minus with 2.0 because here the mass of copper 2 oxide used is 2.0. So answer will be what? 3.0 gram. Any question? Any question? No question, eh? Okay, we go for next reaction. Next question you all do on your this one later I send the question. I go for experiment. Okay, so far semua boleh faham? Boleh
Boleh,
faham,
sir.
Boleh nanti saya hantar ni. Okay, if we can continue 1% angkat tangan. Okay, continue. This one you guys do. Okay, check the notes and do lah. Can Kalau tak nanti saya bagi jawapan. Okay, I do this question. Not do Saya just tunjukkan sajalah. Okay, so they show you this one. Okay, so read this question. Okay, kalau ni essay question last one. Sulfuric acid, silver chloride is used to only produce through double decomposition reaction. Okay, suggest suitable solution used to prepare silver chloride and plan the experiment. They want you to suggest the reactant use, okay, procedure and chemical equation. So this is C. Okay, so first point, the reactants needed. Okay, I put here the reactant needed. Number 1, A. So what I do, I want to produce silver chloride. Saya keluarkan 2 ion, silver ion. I keluarkan chloride ion. Dalam silver chloride insoluble. This is what salt? Insoluble salt. Okay, contain silver ion and chloride ion. Focus I memorize first point of salt. K triple N. Ini kena hafal. Potassium ion, sodium ion, nitrate, ammonium ion. Ammonium ion, last one nitrate ion. Kalau ion ini wujud, the salt is called what salt? Soluble salt. Understand? Soluble salt. Any question so far? Tadi sudah hafal? Ini kita dah belajar. Ambil ion ini, letak di sini. Okay, that means you already prepare one soluble salt. Okay, the first reactant needed is what? Silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate solution. Ambil ini or ini. Letak di sini. Sodium ion. The second solution needed is what? Sodium. Okay. Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride solution. So you guys already scored 2 marks. Any question? Tolong practice Okay, after that they want what? Procedure nanti saya buat I do the chemical equation. So I do the chemical equation If in the exam they ask chemical equation, procedure nanti saya buat. Procedure kita buat ni Okay, so silver nitrate is your first reactant. Okay, one more reactant you use what? Sodium chloride. Take out the ion. Silver ion, nitrate ion, sodium ion, chloride ion. Join this. This is insoluble salt, white color precipitate. Join this. This is what? Sodium nitrate. Finish. The equation balance or not balance? Any question? Any question? Kalau dia minta ionic equation, we already practice this one. If let's say in the exam they put what here, they don't want chemical, they want ionic. So how to do ionic equation? So you put ionic equation. Okay, you only focus on this. So arrow, take out the silver chloride, insoluble salt. It made up of this ion. What is the formula of silver ion? Ag positive, Cl negative. Settle. You guys already score. Color ionic equation, color chemical equation, write this. Okay, now we go for procedure. Procedure tengok sini, page 54. 54. Measure and pour 25 cm power 3 of 1.0 mole Dm negative 3 of silver nitrate solution into a beaker. Add 25 cm power 3 of 1.0 mole Dm negative 3 of sodium chloride solution into the beaker containing silver nitrate solution. Stir the mixture using glass rod. Filter and rinse. You can rinse because it is known as silver chloride insoluble, right? Rinse the white precipitate form in the filter funnel. Press the silver chloride salt form between few filter paper. What is your observation? Kalau di observation tanya, white color precipitate is formed. Chemical equation. So chemical equation, silver nitrate react with sodium chloride. You will get sodium chloride plus NaNO3. Tukar sahaja. Ini saja. Any question? Any question? No question, eh? So ini pun boleh tukar lah nanti, eh? Okay, settle. Okay, we go for last one. Okay, ini pun lama kita target. Okay, kita kena. Okay, so see this one. Okay, all of you okay, eh? Can continue, eh? Last one. Okay, then I finish up the thing lah. Okay, copper 2 sulfate. Okay, copper 2 sulfate, apa kamu kena tahu? This is blue color salt. Sudah hafal? And sulfate, this is known as soluble. Sulfate 3 saja tak soluble, iaitu baca PB. Barium sulfate, calcium sulfate. Yang mana insoluble for sulfate? Salinkan. Barium sulfate, calcium sulfate. Okay, and one more, baca PB. Lead to sulfate. Yang lain semua soluble. Any question? Any question? No question, eh? Okay, so this one. Okay, this is soluble, right? You must prepare through neutralization. Neutralization reaction saja. Tak boleh ada benda lain. So, you mesti ada acid. So, di sini acid mana? Ini. Okay, kena? Suggest suitable substance. Dia kata yang mana sesuai. Kamu tak boleh suggest ni. Dia memang sengaja bagi lebih. Okay, so we put here substance that suitable is what? First one, sulfuric acid. Okay, sulfuric acid. You tulis dalam perkataan lah. Kena? To prepare. Okay, one more. You boleh ambil apa? Metal oxide or you can take metal carbonate. Ini saja you boleh ambil. Tak boleh ambil benda lain. Okay, so I go and check. This one I cannot take. This is not metal oxide. This is not metal carbonate. Ini boleh ambil because this is what? Metal oxide. So I must take sulfuric acid. Okay, and one more reactant is copper 2 oxide powder. So you guys already score 2 marks. Any question? Any question? No, Okay, I do the chemical equation. So I do the chemical equation. The chemical equation, I take sulfuric acid, react with copper 2 oxide, you will get copper 2 sulfate plus water. What color crystal will form? Blue color crystal will form. Okay, any question? Procedure. Macam mana nak hafal procedure? Pergi sini. Procedure. So benda yang sama. 100 cm or 50 cm, 1.0 or 0.5 sulfuric acid is measured and pour into the beaker. You kena panaskan. Heated gently. Okay, here zinc carbonate, right? So you change this one into what? Okay, copper 2 oxide is added into the sulfuric acid and the mixture is stirred with glass rod. Copper 2 oxide is added until excess. Kena ada. The mixture is then filtered to remove undissolved copper 2 oxide. Yang mana tak react lah. Okay, the filtrate is then evaporated in evaporating dish until saturated. The saturated salt solution form is cool for the crystallization. Filter and the mixture is filtered and the crystal copper 2 sulfate is dry by pressing between few filter paper. Do the equation. That's all. Any question? Okay. So, itu saja untuk saya punya target. Okay, selain itu, katakan apa yang saya ni tak keluar ke apa ke, you must memorize important definite experiment. Predictable. Hafalkan. Predictable ini belum keluar exam. BKE exam. Okay, lepas predictable ini. Ada Yusof kan. Okay, electrical conductivity. Memang chemical bonding pernah keluar dalam section C. Dia suruh lukiskan dative bonding, hydrogen bonding. Tetapi eksperimen belum keluar lagi. Okay, electrical conductivity of ionic and covalent compound. Kena belajar. Yang mana belum pernah keluar saya dah letak. Okay, one more. Under rate of reaction. Rate of reaction to determine concentration factor or temperature. This one temperature factor. Mungkin boleh keluar. Okay, kan? Okay, one more alloy. Determine the hardness of alloy. Ini lama tak pernah keluar. Okay, pure metal alloy. You just baca hafal je. Okay, dia minta lukis diagram practice. Okay. Okay, next one. Katakan you punya nasib bagus, dia bagi thermochemistry, tanya soalan, lepas tu dia bagi suruh kamu produce cold pack. Cold pack dekat ni tahu, dekat sekolah ke apa ke, itu adalah cold pack. Dia tak guna, okay, cold pack ada dua jenis. Sport activity dia bagi macam ni. You have to use this one lah. Okay, one more dia kata barang yang ada dekat rumah. Okay, kena barang yang ada dekat ni. Household substance. Yang ni kamu tak boleh guna ammonium nitrate. You cannot use. So household substance, by using household substance, try to produce cold pack. Ini kamu baca. Okay, we use what? We use baking soda and vinegar. Dapat? Any question? So these are the experiment. One more, last one under thermochemistry, heat of displacement ada di sini. So semua eksperimen sudah diberi. Okay. So saya rasa itu saja daripada saya. Saya ucapkan this is our last class. Last class. Saya doakan kamu semua berjaya. Saya halalkan semua ilmu yang saya ajar. And okay, kalau ada kekurangan saya mohon maaf. Okay. So thank you very much everyone. Good luck for your exam and for your future. Take care. Bye. See you all.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Yang
sir.
ada soalan boleh
Thank you,
tunggu.
sir.
Okay. Take care. Take care.
thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Sir, what to
Yeah.
focus on for redox, sir?
Redox, I already told you what. Redox, you focus on the module kasih jadi all the equation. All the
okay.
equation electroplating.
Mm-hmm.
Electroplating beda.
Sir,
Hmm.
do you think the rusting key, how to remove rust for going to come out?
Rusting
How to remove
Rusting
rusting?
pernah keluar masa 2021 paper. 2021 paper. Okay. So rusting kalau keluar, you pergi ke buku ni. You just hafal je. Kalau you rasa takut, you pergi ke buku ni. Buku saya kan. Rusting saya dah buat semua nota. Okay. Rusting kan. Yang mana dah pernah keluar untuk exam. 2021 section C. Dia bagi bicycle yang karat tau. Bicycle rantai dia karat. So dia suruh kamu bagi prosedur macam mana nak kurangkan karat semua. Itu adalah rusting. So rusting ada di sini. Satu muka surat. Baca. Okay, baca. Okay, lepas tu yang ni kamu bagi tahu kan, the iron nail coil with what? Coil with more electropositive metal kan. Okay, ini Ini pun pernah keluar untuk SPM. Tapi saya dah letak dah baca. Yang ini pernah keluar. Dulu dia tanya pasal ship. Okay, kapal ada kepingan zinc. Okay, ini pernah ditanya lah. Okay, so kamu nak baca 3 eksperimen ni boleh baca. Baca, fahamkanlah. Okay, then macam you ni, Kavish, you ask which one you have to study for this one, right? Okay, you do what? Very simple, Kavish. Okay, all these, the rusting, fahamkan. Sorry, the electrolysis. In the module kasih jadi, I got do all the half equation, right? Kavish? Kavish?
Yes, sir.
This module, see the module, final revision. Okay, so this one. Okay, so check this question. So ini saya dah buat, ini saya dah buat. Okay, all this you do. All this you do. After you do, you go to my book. Okay, so what you do here, study this one. Okay, factor 1, study one question. Factor 2, study. Factor 3, study. Okay, finish, right? After finish, see this equation. Okay, after finish, okay, the application of electrolysis. So ini kena study. Okay, drawing saya already draw that day. Saturday I already draw. Okay, practice. So ini baca. Okay, after that you try this question lah. Can try ah? Kavish, you already
Yes.
try or not?
Haven't yet, sir.
Then next year you can try lah. Dah, dah
Okay,
bagi buku tu bila answer pun dah bagilah Kavish. Please try
So-
dah.
No, sir, still studying the chapter 1, sir. I'm trying to go through everything. That's why,
Aiyo,
sir.
tomorrow exam still study means and you
No,
got
no, I mean,
okay, never mind.
like
It's okay.
going through, sir.
It's
Doing
okay,
revision,
Kavish.
sir.
You still got time. Don't give up. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Understand? You can do. No worries. Okay. Wait, I stop recording. Nanti tak boleh marah. Okay.